Hello there. How totally ironic is this? Trudeau calling Putin authoritarian and slapping sanctions on Russia. The Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau has been on the telly talking about how his government will stand against Putin's authoritarianism. And get this, he said it with no sense of irony and with a straight face. Here's the man who went over the top with his country's emergency powers and used police strong-arm tactics against peaceful protesters who did not, as far as I can see, put up any sort of fight or violence, as well as freezing their bank accounts and those of their supporters. This was not a repeat of the havoc and looting caused by actual rioters in 2020 when those powers were not invoked. Now, I'm surprised that the US, UK and other governments have not taken Trudeau to task over this, but maybe Biden and Johnson approve of his actions and want to see how it all plays out. Anyway, it's not the authoritarianism that Trudeau's really talking about, is it? Because Putin's been authoritarian for years, for decades, so why not sanction him fully back then? What I assume he is really talking about is Putin's colonialist or expansionist ambitions, of which he's made no real secret in the past. Anyway, by talking about Putin's authoritarian tendencies, Trudeau has only succeeded in highlighting his own. I'm amazed that Putin hasn't slapped some sanctions on Trudeau for being such an utter hypocrite. I'm also disappointed that Trudeau's now being allowed to cozy up with other Western leaders and claim he's one of the good guys, when we should maybe be putting sanctions on the Trudeau regime. Here's a question for you. Does Bojo support the tyrannical actions of Trudeau? Well, he hasn't said anything against his actions, nor those of that guy down under, nor old Horseface either. The decent people of the world are gazing on in horror at the way the Canadian citizens are being treated by their narcissist elect, yet our elected self-serving politicians have remained silent. Funny that. Do our politicians condone the utterly deplorable emergency measures being taken by Justin Trudeau's government? Boris, you really do need to make a public stand against what is taking place in Canada. Believe me, you would gain more support at home and more international credibility for doing so. The whole world knows what's really going on in the land of maple syrup and are under no illusion of the real nature of their questionably racist Prime Minister who is now drunk on power. Which you, Boris, appear to have weaned yourself off of, for now. So go on, call out Trudeau and his liberal left government for what they are, and if there is no response, then apply some sanctions. If not, the only conclusion I can come to is you support Trudeau's actions. And we, the decent people of the earth, are looking at our leaders and raising some very serious questions. Please subscribe and like this video, buy a mug and support me on Patreon or PayPal, and thank you for watching.